Alrighty, hey everyone, it's your boy Manny here. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to play Possessed Kenshi. I had a friend who wanted to learn him, so I thought I'd make a video, help him out, help out anyone who wants to learn this character. This is probably going to be a pretty long video. This character has a lot of tools, a lot of combos, a lot of information you need to know. So I'm going to try and make this as thorough as I can. So this is going to be a long video, so sit back, get some popcorn, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your girlfriend, boyfriend, dog. You're gonna be away for a while because you're learning. So let's start. I wanted to start this video by kind of just telling y'all where this character is comfortable playing. So the first thing you need to know about Kenshi is that he is comfortable everywhere. That is one of the good things about this character. If you want to sit back here and zone, then he is very comfortable doing that. You want to sit here and zone, kind of fill them out. Very good from this distance as well, and he is very good up front in your opponent's face. So just keep that in mind. This character can be played anywhere you want to on the screen. He's very strong everywhere. So keep that in mind. You can tailor your gameplay to what you want to do. Depending on the matchup, sometimes you may have to sit back here and zone, because take for instance Scorpion likes to, especially the variation with cancels, he wants to be in your face all the time. He wants to be right here. Scorpion wants to be in front of you, right in front of your face, doing cancels, pressuring you to death, and you don't want that. So if you want to sit back here and kind of just zone Scorpion, kind of keep him away from you, that's exactly what you want to do. So yeah, it just depends on the matchup. It depends on your comfortability, what you want to do. So yeah, just tailor your gameplay to your matchup, or just however you want to play the character. If you want to sit back here and zone, go ahead. If you want to try your chances and get up close with Scorpion, then go ahead. It's up to you. So alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's start off with some of his basic moves. I'm going to start with just some of his basic buttons, and then move for combos, special moves. I'll do anti-airs, combos involving some of his teleports, and yada yada yada. Try to cover everything I can. So we're going to cover his standing one, his back one. Let's talk about his pokes for a little while, why not? And let's see, I think I will save this one for combos, because I don't really just use his back three. I don't know where you want to finish it with his complete string. So let's talk about some of these normal moves. Yeah, let's just talk about some of his basic moves. So let's start off with his standing one. So his standing one is a pretty fast high move. So I actually do use this move a lot on block, because it is actually, if you look at the frame data, it is +2 on block, so it is plus. So very good move to kind of just stagger, but you have to keep in mind that this is also a high. So if your opponent makes the read, of course they can just down 2 out of it, they can duck it. So you got to keep that in mind too, but very rarely do I ever see anyone down 2 out of this when I'm doing it. It's like I said, if they get hit with it on block, you're still plus. So this is a very good move to stagger. If you're trying to just stagger, get in, mix it up with a throw. That's what I like to do, just standing one, throw, standing one, throw, or standing one to a string, because you are plus. So this is a very good move to know. His quick strike, just stagger it, from time to time, get in, kind of mix up after that, yada yada. So very good move right there. And like I said, it is a high, so just be cognizant of that. Okay, so let's move on to his back one. So this is actually a very good move here. It is a double hitting mid. So like I said, there's no high, so your opponent has to block this. Okay. And another thing that makes this move good is that, as you see here, it is forward advancing. So he moves forward a little bit after doing it, or while he was doing it. So this is a very good move to throw as well. If you're kind of in this area and you're kind of feeling him out and you want to get in a little bit, then just throw this out there, boom, double hitting mid, he has to block it. And let's take a look at the frame data. So it does have 13 startup frames. It is a little slow, but not too slow. And from this distance, you know, it's okay that it takes that long, but of course if they react to it and with punish, then that happens. But for the most part, people really, I've never really seen many people do that, but it is possible. And it is -1 on block, so definitely it is a really safe double hitting mid forward advancing move. So this is another move you want to get comfortable with. Like I said, from here you want to get in, boom, and it's really hard to react to. So like I said, I don't really ever see anyone kind of whip punish it or anything. As long as you're right here, if you do it from here, you know, obviously, yeah, they can whip punish that, but you want to make sure you're close enough to where they can't really do anything. So right about this area, or this distance. Yeah, very good move there. Get comfortable with that. Double hitting mid, very good stuff. So let's next talk about his down one. His down one is actually pretty good too. It is a pretty fast down poke. It is a mid, and let's check out the frame. So it is 7 frames, pretty fast. I think that is the fastest startup in this game. I don't think there's anything 6 frames. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure nothing is that fast in this game. So this is probably one of the fastest down pokes. And it is -4, so yeah, you are safe, but it is technically not your turn, but depending if it goes through or not. You know, if it goes through, go ahead, do something afterward. If it doesn't go through, you know, you are negative, but you are safe. So he has a very good down one. You want to use it right up close, right here. You can see right here it doesn't really reach, so you want to make sure you're pretty close to your opponent if you're gonna, you know, press down one. So yeah, really good down poke. So let's talk about his down 2. I don't really use it very often, as most of y'all know. Down 2s are only, you know, used if you want to. If you're reacting to like a high, your opponent keeps doing highs and you want to just down 2 out of it. But I don't really use his down too much. It has 7 frames, so it is pretty fast. That is the good thing. It is a very fast, so if you want to do it for just a quick anti-air maybe, you know, go ahead. But yeah, I don't use it much. It is -18 on blocks, so very punishable, very negative. That's why you don't just kind of run up and do it, because yeah, it is no good. You can see how long it takes me to block afterwards. It is very negative. It does have some pushback you can see on the opponent, but they probably can react. They probably can punish that, depending on, you know, they react to it or not. So don't really use his down 2, only for anti-airs and stuff like that. But let's move on to his back 4. This is a really good sweep, and I think it's really good because it has good distance right here. It has good reach. You can do it from, you know, kind of over here. I do see myself using it sometimes. I don't use it too much. I usually go for his back 3, but I will discuss that when we go into the strings later. So pretty good back 4. Let's check the frame data again. I will be explaining all the frame data on all of his moves and everything else, because that is important. It may take a little extra time, but it is important to discuss it. So his back 4 is -9 on blocks, so yes, you are. It is not your turn after this if they block it, but you are a good distance away, so it's okay if you do it from the desired distance away. It is a low, but yeah, like I said, I don't really use it too much. If I'm trying to just get in and check my opponent, then yeah, I'll just come in, do a sweep, see what happens. You know, if it goes through, I'll move in. If it doesn't, I'll just kind of see, you know, what their game plan is, what they're doing. So yeah, it's a good button to use if you want to just walk up and check your opponent. Go ahead, from this distance, you know. So yeah, very good back 4. Forward 4. So this is a move that I rarely ever use, and the reason is because it has a shit ton of startup frames. It almost has 30 frames of startup, so very slow, and it is punishable. It is, well, from the distance, yeah. If they react to it, then yes, definitely punishable because it has very slow startup. But if it does go through, then, you know, I usually don't really ever see anyone do much about this, because look how far you are. You can be all the way, boom. So yeah, I don't really ever use this move, and definitely do not use it if you are ever going to use it, which I definitely do not suggest. Do not use it from right up close, because like I said, 30 startup frames, so if they react to it, boom, you're punished. Full combo punish for doing that. So yes, this is a move I don't really ever use. And plus, like he said, he's got this low anyway. It's a way more safe and faster startup frame. So don't ever really use this move. If you want to just throw it out there just to throw it out there, I guess go ahead, but do not by any means try and spam this move, or you will get punished. And yes, don't really use it. So there is one more I wanted to talk about, which was his, I guess we can talk about his down 3 too. Let's see. Take these off. Okay, so if I don't mention some of these moves, it's because I don't really use them, and I don't think they're like super important. So yeah, I don't really use them. I will discuss these two just for the sake of talking about them. So yeah, he does have a down 3 that is -2 on block, so safe. It does have 15 startup frames, so it is a little slow, but yeah, I don't really use this either. You definitely can. I've seen some people, you know, link it with his overhead move right here, so you could do that if you want. Obviously you can do that off of everything, so I will discuss more of that in detail later. If you are ever to use this move, yeah, if you want to go up and check them, just, yeah, go ahead. But yeah, like I said, as the earlier moves, do not try and go in and, yeah, spam it if you want, as long as you're not right up close. But I don't really use this much. If you want to link it with his overhead, link it with his low, you know, go ahead, do whatever you want to do, but I don't really use it very much. So let's talk about his back 2. This is a move that I don't really use either. It is very slow, as you see, so yeah, if you want to try and do it up here, you're going to get punished. It is +2, but he has better strings and moves that are plus that you can utilize, so don't really suggest using this move. And yeah, that move, actually, I will talk about that one later. This is a forward advancing mid, so yes, very good. A little bit of a startup, but at the right distance, you can definitely use it to your advantage. So I think that is all I want to talk about for his basic moves. Like I said, these are just my suggestions. If you want to use his forward 4, his down 3 more, you know, go ahead. It's all up to you. I'm just showing y'all how I play this character and how I feel like I am most successful with him. Yeah, I don't really talk. I will talk about his jumping attacks later. Or you know what? I will talk about them. Well, yeah, I'll talk about them right now. Well, no, because I'll talk about them when I talk about his teleport, because that's when you'll be using him most. So, yeah, let's move on to his combos here. So these are the strings that I use when I am on block, when I am just trying to throw some strings out on block. Here's what I mostly use. Let's see, is 111. That is a good meterless launcher right there, but I will talk about that later. Let's see, we can talk about that. And yeah, we'll just start with these. So his 1-1 comes off of his standing one. The second hit is a mid. This is a pretty good string to use if you're just trying to fill them out and throw something out there that's safe. It is -1, so that is very good, and it is pretty fast. So also, to make a note, when you're looking at these strings and you're looking at the startup frames, do not go off of the actual string data. You want to go off the first hit of the move, of the sequence. So this is not 13 startup, it is actually 9 startup, because it comes off of his standing one. So this is actually a very good move. I like to stagger sometimes. Like I said, it's -1, so very, very safe. 9 frame startup. And the second hit is a mid. I kind of just want to stagger this into, you know, one of his overheads or one of his lows. That's usually what I will do. So, and you want to make sure, like previously, you want to make sure the right distance, right up in their face. Because if you try and do it here, yeah, they can teleport, whatever, punish you, whiff punish you. So yeah, I use it sometimes. I don't use it a lot, but I do use it to get a fast punish on someone. So I will talk more about that later. I don't really use just his 1-1. I will usually use his 1-1-1, which is the next string that I'm going to talk about. So this is just a extra standing, or an extra 1 in the previous string. So it is 3 hitting strings. 2 second hits are mids. That is very good. They cannot duck out of those last 2 hits. And usually when I do this on block, like I said, I just throw out one of these moves, either his overhead or his low. And that's kind of your game plan. What you want to do after every string on block with Kenshi, you want to at least throw out his overhead or his low. Because, you know, you want to mix. But I will talk more about that later. So that's a pretty good string to use too. And let's see, his 2-1-1. This is a string you will be using. This is a pretty good string too. It is -5, so then again safe. And like I said, don't go off of this for startup frames. It is actually 9 frames. It's a pretty good string too if you want to just throw it out there on block. Since the second 2 hits are mid, that's very good, and it is safe. If you're just looking to throw something out there, this is a good string to use too. But yeah, basically all of these strings are good to use on block. It's up to you which ones you want to use more than others. Like I said, I usually use his standing 1-1-1 the most. And I also use his other string, which I'm going to introduce here too. Right here, his 3-2-2 string. This is a very, very good string too, because every hit is a mid. So they cannot duck out of that, they have to hold that. It is -9, but we usually use the overhead or low ender. So that is usually what I do with that string, most of his strings. This is a very good string right here. All hitting mids, so they have to hold it. Like I said, usually end with a low or an overhead is what your game plan wants to be using these strings. So that's kind of why we don't really talk about the block advantage being, you know, unsafe, because you're not just going to usually do this when you go in, or you're not just going to throw out this. You can if you want to, but usually you're going to use an ender with his overhead or his low, so you kind of negate that need to be, you know, minus or punishable or yada yada, because you're going to be linking it with that. So yeah, all of these strings are very, very good for just throwing out there on block. This one is used for meterless launcher. This one is an overhead, but it is unsafe. And the thing is you can't link this string with anything. So this is all you can do with this string. It is all hitting mids and then an overhead, but it is -12. So if they have anything that is 11 frames or faster, they will punish you for that. So I don't really ever see myself using this very much. Like I said, if you want to just do it from time to time, just to throw it out there, go ahead. So let me move on to some of his other strings. Let me take these off and let's talk about his this one, and sure, we'll talk about that one. This one, and let's see. Yeah, let's talk about these 3 real quick. So his back 3-2, which is this string right here, is very good because it starts off as a low, ends with a mid. So this string I use a lot. This is one of the strings that I use most in conjunction with his 1-1-1 and this string right here. Obviously I use it a lot because it is a low. It starts off with a low, but you can use an ender with it. So you can go low overhead, or you can go low mid low. And also the enhanced version of that is a launcher. So this is a very good string if you want to use to get in and mix. That is what you're usually going to want to use. That is what I use most of the time. So yeah, very good low starter string right there. So his forward 3-2, I don't really ever use this one, except if I'm doing a combo, because you can maximize your damage that way. But if you look here, it is 15 frame startup, so it is very slow. That is why I don't really use it up close. It is safe, but it is pretty slow. So I don't really ever just throw this out here. If you want to use an ender on it, you know, make it safe, go ahead. It's up to you, but I'd rather do the low to get more mix-up going rather than just coming in here and doing this. So yeah, I don't really use this. I will show you how to use it in a combo, but definitely prefer the back 3 compared to that one. So okay, so let's talk about this string right here. This is one I use a lot on block as well because it is plus on block, and it does start off as a high but ends in 2 mids. It is +2 on block, and the startup is 11 frames, so it's pretty fast. It's plus on block, and of course you can link stuff with it. So this is one of the other strings I will use most. I definitely use this one a lot. Just throw it out there, it's plus. And if you just want to throw the string out and not have an ender, it still leaves you +2. So if you want to just throw this out, walk up, go for a grab, or do something afterwards, you know, do a down poke, whatever you want to do, you are plus. So that is a very plus situation you have here. Yeah, very good string. This is one of the ones that I use a lot. I definitely recommend you to use it. Very good string. And let's finish with some other strings. Let me see. I can't remember what this one does. Let's see. I don't really use... What the hell does that... Okay, yes. I do use that string. Sorry. It has been months since I played this game, so I am a little rusty, but I will share my knowledge because I still remember all that. I still remember everything about this character. So these are the other strings that I'm going to finish up with. The rest I will use in combos. So let's start off talking about this one. I don't really use this string because, if I am not mistaken, yes, it is -14. So they can punish you if they have something 13 frames or faster. I pretty much never use this string. I don't recommend you using it because, like I said, it is unsafe. So I pretty much just ignore that string. Just don't worry about it. So here's the standing 4 down 4. So it ends in an overhead, and the good thing is that it is only -5 and pretty good fast startup, 11 frames. So this one you can definitely use up here. So since it ends in an overhead, here's kind of what it looks like if it goes through. The good thing is it kind of slams your opponent down, so they can't roll out of it. They can't quickly roll and get up after it. So you can it kind of sets you up for some meaties. This one I definitely will use. I definitely recommend using this one. Say you hit them with the overhead, then you go with the back 3 and they get mixed up, then boom, you get a combo. Definitely recommend using that one. So the next string is his 4-4-1. This is a string that I use quite a bit sometimes. It is plus, which is why I like using it. First hit is a high, but like I said, I don't really ever see anyone expose the first hit. Yes, this is a very good move to use as well because it is plus, and so sometimes I would do that in the corner. Just throw this out, boom, you're plus. So pretty much what you do after this is up to you. You can grab, you can can mix, you can go for his low string. Yeah, definitely recommend using this string. His 441, that was a good one. That is a good one to use. And lastly, let's talk about his string right here. This is another one that I don't really use. It is safe, but you can't really do anything after this. You can't link it with anything, and if it goes through, you can't really convert into a combo, so yeah, I don't really use it, and I'm pretty sure there's a gap in there. Let me double check that real quick. Let me see. You take down, let me try this. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, never mind. He can't really interrupt that. Wait, my bad. That wasn't the enhanced version, my bad. Yeah, see, so it does have a gap in there depending on what move you're using. So I don't really ever see myself using this. This is something you will have to lab because I don't use this string much, and if you want to see, you know, who can blow it up or who can armor through it, then, you know, you kind of got to do your homework there, but yeah, I don't really use that string. Okay, so I think I'm done talking about his, well, this is a good string too, but I will mostly talk about it. Well, I'll just talk about it now, why not? This one will be used as an ender. You will not just go up and use this string, because it is, if I am correct, yes, it's -10, so it is punishable. Yeah, do not use that string just on block, because they will punish you. This is mainly used as a side switch. So let me turn this off. Say you get a combo in and you want to switch sides, then you want to use this string right here. So say you want to switch sides here, and then you end it with his Demon Assault. Just like that. So this one's just used for switching sides. So yeah, that's pretty much all I use it for. And you can spin a bar and extend your combo if you want to get some more damage. So yeah, I'll go more in detail about that later. So it's good string to switch sides. So let's talk about his special moves here. So yeah, we got his Sickle Lift, Demon Assault, Soul Push, Demon Slam, and Demon Beam. So let's start off with talking about his Sickle Lift. So this is a move that you're not really going to use much unless you're extending a combo with his enhanced version, because even if it does really go through, it doesn't do much. It kind of just lifts them up and throws them. I guess if you want to get them, like, I don't know, I guess if you really want to use it, you can get them away from you, but you also have this move, and yeah, you also have that move if you want to push them away, or that move. It doesn't push them away, but it does put you in a good position, so I don't really use this move, and definitely do not use it on block, because, again, it is punishable. Let me check the frame data. So it's -10, so if they have something 9 frames or faster, which most characters do, yeah, they're gonna punish you. So don't really use this move unless you want to extend a combo and you're trying to get them away from you. Then you can do something like this, and that as an ender, and you can link that move with it as well. So his Demon Assault. So yeah, don't really use it, but if you really want to get them off you, then if you really want to get them away from you, then yeah, go ahead, I guess. Do something like that. Yeah, I think that's all I really want to say about it. Don't really use it, so if you wanna use it, go ahead. Just don't do it up close. The up close, or the enhanced version, is 0 on blocks. So yeah, I guess if you accidentally did it, you'd be okay, but don't really use it up close. So that next we will talk about his Demon Assault. This is pretty much what you're gonna use as an ender on your combos. This is pretty much my go-to as an ender. Or you can use it to zone from back here. This is another zoning tool he has. If you want to sit back and throw this out, they kind of just fall on the ground, so it's really good to kind of just throw it out there. Then they fall, and then you can mix it up with some of his other zoning tools. You usually use it from right here. Do not use it from here, because it has a very long startup, and you will get punished. And it is negative 23 on blocks, so you definitely will get punished if you try and do this up close and they block it. So yeah, only use this move if you're back here trying to zone, or you want to do an ender to a combo. So I'll show you what that looks like. My bad, I'm rusty. Forgive me. See right there. So that's what I use as an ender. So yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about there. Use it for zoning back here, or use it for an ender. Let's talk about Soul Push. This is another good keep out move that he has. This is what it looks like here. So the good thing about this move is too, it has a lot of reach. So even from like right there, you can still hit them. And it is a mid, so they can't duck it. They could, if they're really, really quick, they could react to it if you're too far, like here. Obviously it won't hit them, so if Scorpion was like, hey, he's doing it from back here, I'm gonna teleport, EX teleport and get a combo, then yes you can, but make sure you are within range if you're gonna use it. And yeah, this is a good keep out tool. If your opponent, if you're trying to zone back here and your opponent starts to creep his way up, then kind of just throw this out, push him back a little bit. Yeah, very good move to use to keep your opponent out. It is, however, up close it is punishable by negative 11, so if you use it like right here, it is punishable, but I really don't use this move from right here. And if I do, I will use the enhanced version, which is completely, well, it's actually plus, so it's very, you want to, if you're going to use it up close, use the enhanced version. I probably should have talked about the enhanced versions after each of these, but I think I will go back, I guess, and talk about that afterward. So his next move is his Demon Slam. It is negative 6, so it is safe. And for this move, you can either use it back here to kind of zone your opponent, kind of zone them out. It's good because it kind of knocks them down too. So if you just want to throw it out there, you know, kind of over and over, if they keep getting hit, you know, just throw it out there again. See if they block it. It's a very good zoning tool as well. Sorry, I keep messing with that. Very good zoning tool, and you can use it up close too. So that is another way he can get his mix in, is by using that as an ender to his strings. Because if they get hit, they'll get knocked down, and then that sets you up for meaty. And if they don't get hit by it, then you can end with an overhead. And kind of mix them up that way. So yeah, very good zoning tool, or if you want to use it as an ender, very good. So let's go back and talk about the enhanced versions, because they are important. I already talked about this one. If you want to use it as an ender, or use that as an ender with that move, then go ahead, get them off you. The enhanced version of Demon Assault is, it's another same concept as the last move. I don't really ever move it, or I don't really ever use it, and if I do, well, you can use it. This is what it looks like. It does switch sides, but like I said, you can also use that move to switch sides, so I don't really use this move very much. Unless it's like your opponent has 10% damage and you just want to maximize your damage and get the game over with, and yeah, sure, go ahead, you just throw it out. But definitely don't really use that move, especially up close, because it's still negative 23. So mainly just use that one if I'm trying to close out a match. Okay, so his soul charge. This is the enhanced version of his soul push. So this is actually +3, which is very good because, you know, you get block advantage. And yeah, this is one of the ones that I use up close. If you want to use it as an ender, because it does push them back, and you can see your opponent you can see them physically, you know, move backwards because of the pushback. So this is one I will use sometimes when I'm just up close, and I want to use as an ender because while it may push them back, which means you can't really just do this and then do a string right after if you wanted to get like really in their face, because it pushes them away. The only really thing I do after this is throw another one out. That's pretty much kind of all you're guaranteed because of the pushback. So you want to throw this out and then go for like another, and then you want to go for a soul push, then you know, go ahead and do it. And you may be thinking like, why would you just use this here? Because it's a whole bar you're spending. But the thing about Kenshi is that he builds bar very, very quickly because of another special move I'm about to talk about. So yeah, you don't really have to worry about bar much with this character. As long as you're doing the right enders and you're doing the right type of pressure, you can just throw it out there because you want to, you know? And it's plus, so, you know, throw it out there. Okay, so let's talk about his demon drop. So this is pretty much almost has the same frame data, except for hit advantage, but the good thing about his enhanced demon slam or the demon drop is that it is a low launcher. So what that means is you can throw it out and it will launch your opponent and for a combo. So just like that. And then boom, you got a combo. So yeah, very good move here for a launcher. And it's safe, yada yada, the same as the normal version. So yeah, if you just want to end a string in this, try and get a combo, then that is definitely what I do. I either go for his overhead, and then maybe if I get a couple overheads in, I want to try a low, then I'll go ahead and go for a low. Goes through, you get a combo. So very good move there too. If you want to condition, very good for conditioning your opponent too. If you want to keep doing a low with your strings, you know, you keep throwing out the low. If you see it, you know, it keeps going through, then keep doing it. If it doesn't, then switch it up with an overhead later on to start conditioning them. But yeah, very good move there too. So let's finish up with his last special move. So this is his famous teleport. So this is a very good move he has too, and this is something you really want to use with him as well. Let me see if I can turn off his let me go to normal. Let me spin the bar. Actually, hold on. Where is it? Okay, so say I have one bar. This is very good too because it builds meter, and this is something you're going to use with his pressure. So yeah, you can end with his overhead, his low, but you can also end with his teleport, which will build your meter and will be good for pressure. And so yeah, we want to discuss next. So what do you do after his teleport? You don't want to just teleport. And you can use his 2 or his Y button, which is an overhead, but I don't really suggest using it because it's a little easier to punish than his other options. So I don't really ever use this right here. Sometimes I will, but usually what your go-to is going to be is his forward 1, which is that overhead move right here. It's a lot harder to punish, and it just works a lot better with his pressure, is you can also link it. So that's the problem with this one too, is yeah, you can throw it out there on block, but you can't link anything with it afterwards. So that's kind of where the drawbacks of that move come from. With the forward 1, you can link strings into it. See, just like that. So yeah, you definitely use his forward 1. Definitely use his forward 1 compared to his just standing 2, like previously mentioned. So yeah, that is kind of how you want to use his teleport. You want to use it as an ender during his strings. Do something like that. You want to get really good about using his teleport up close with pressure. And it's probably one of the harder things to learn with him because you are doing a lot of inputs in a very short amount of time. As you can see on the right, I mean, kind of a lot of inputs, you know. And you can use this from anywhere. You can use it from back there, but the problem is it is easier to react back here. So if your opponent is skilled enough, they can react and down to you or anti-air you. But if they're not very good and they're kind of slow, then this is a perfect way to get in if you want to. Like I said, with Kenshi, you don't really have to get in if you don't want to. It's dependent on the matchup and your just personal taste. If you want to stand back here and zone, then go ahead and do you. But if you get kind of bored of that and you want to get in, then you just throw it out there, boom, start with the pressure, and you're in. So that's kind of one of the very strong things about Kenshi is he can get in very easily if your opponent is not aware or they're not expecting it. You can just basically get in for free. Boom, you're in, start your pressure, and you're in, start your mix-up. Okay, so he does have an enhanced version, but I will use it sometimes depending on who I'm fighting. So what this does, the enhanced version, is it will give you a hit of armor, but it is only one hit of armor. So characters that I try not to use this against are characters like Liu Kang. Because of his back one, he can blow it up really quickly. His double hitting back one, I think it's his back one. He can blow it up real quick. But if you're playing a character that doesn't really have fast succession of strings or hits, then I will use it sometimes. If I get knocked down and my opponent's going for a meaty and maybe it's one hit or a very slow to hit, I'll just, when I get up, I'll just do EX teleport because it'll absorb the hit and you will get a punish and you can do a string afterwards. So yeah, it would just be something like do that and then you get in for free, or you get a punish kind of after spinning a bar. So it is a good move to use too, but like I said, it depends on your situation, depends on who you're fighting. If you want to just EX teleport on as you're waking up and get a combo punish, if you have two bars, you can spin the bar after that and get a whole combo for it. But very good move to use sometimes if you're in a tight situation. Okay, so lastly, let's talk about his Demon Strike. I don't know how I forgot it, but I did. So this is the one you've seen me do this move a lot, but this is that is that move right there, his overhead. Like I said, I use this in succession with mixing people up. As an ender, you see that it does have pushback. So basically it kind of, that's one of the reasons why it makes it good, because it is pretty much safe and it does pushback, so it kind of resets neutral a little bit. My opponent does recover a little faster than I do, but it's not much to where they can do much about it. So this is a very good move to use as an ender on block strings as well when you're trying to mix stuff up. If it does go through, that's kind of what it looks like. So yeah, it does pretty good damage too. That is one of the good things about this move. It does 9% damage, so it's not a crazy amount, but for what it is, I think it does pretty good damage if it goes through. So, I usually don't just use this, walk up and use it. Sometimes I will if I'm just mixing my opponent to death off of strings. I might just throw it out after I finish doing a string or an ender, just to kind of mix them up a little more. But it is pretty slow, so just keep that in mind. And let's talk about the enhanced version last of not least. The enhanced version, you probably have seen this move, and a lot of people think it's pretty cheap, but it is +5, and it has a huge hitbox. This move will hit your opponent from behind. Like if you throw this move out and your character's behind you, it will still hit them. That's how big his hitbox on this move is. Like I said, it's +5, so it leaves you very plus, but just like this move, it does push them back, so you're not guaranteed much. Yeah, you're not guaranteed much because it pushes them so back, but sometimes I will do this string as well. So if you want to calculate what you can do really after this and what the frames are, here's how kind of I do it. So since this move is +5, say I wanted to follow up with his, this string right here is 4-2-1-1. Here's how you would calculate that. So let's take this string. We see here that it has 10 frames, or no, actually my bad. I forgot, you gotta look at the first hit. So it has 16 frames of startup, so it is pretty dang slow. So if you do something +5, what you want to do is just subtract this from subtract 5 from 16, and that's what your frame data is going to look like after you throw out the plus move. So this will be essentially 11 frames startup, which isn't bad. So yeah, that is one of the strings that I use after this sometimes if I want to continue my pressure. Sorry, I'm not used to the timing, but yeah, I will use that to continue my pressure. But mostly what I use this move for is a wake-up attack. If I get knocked down and I'm getting up, sometimes I will mostly throw this out because it does have 3 hits of armor. That's one of the very good things about this move as well. It has 3 hits of armor, it's plus, and it has a huge hitbox. So you can't really go wrong unless your opponent is very, very skilled, because you may see people use this move a lot and you're probably like, oh, there's no way around it, but there actually is a way around it. I'm not going to try to exploit this move too much, but if there are characters that can blow this move up, like any Liu Kang mains out there, any Tremor mains, y'all know what I'm talking about. You can blow this move up, you can get around it. If Liu Kang does his back one into an enhanced bicycle kick, and spins an extra bar, he can get a full combo punish off of this move, if I try and throw it up after waking up. So there's ways around it. That is something you're gonna have to explore a little bit. Maybe I'll make a video on it just for the heck of it. But yeah, this move may seem really broken, but you can exploit it. You can definitely exploit it. Okay, so I think that's mostly what I talk about is specials. I will say I will touch one more area on his teleport. I know I talked about his forward one, but he does have other buttons here. He has this move right here. You can do this by holding forward 4 afterwards, and this is another move I use off of teleport as well, because it is actually plus as well as some of his other moves. So yeah, I believe it's +2. So this is another move you want to incorporate into your pressure here. As you are doing the teleport. So sometimes I'll do this move and then I'll go for the kick maybe, because like I said, it is plus. So that is another thing you want to remember. You can't link it with anything. Well, actually you can. If it goes through, you can link it with something. So something like this. Well, if you're teleporting, you can't really link it with anything. But if you jump over your opponent and do this, you can link it with something. That's another good thing. It's something you're gonna have to practice, but something like that. This is another move that I use after teleporting, and I also use it just as a jump in, as his normal jump in, because it's plussed. It has a pretty good hitbox, and most opponents that I do it against, they cannot punish it. It's very hard to anti-air this move. So yeah, this is a good move you want to kind of just throw out there on block. You know, if it hit goes through, go for a combo. You know, go for a short little combo. If you want to spinning a bar, you don't have to, but I'll show you an example of one of his higher damage combos. If it goes through and you are on, let's say, maybe your opponent's almost dead, he has like 40% health left, and you have a couple bars, here's something you can do off of that. That is 51% off of a jump-in. Yeah, if you want to use that, if you're trying to close out a match, you know, go ahead. That is a pretty good combo off of his jump-in. So yeah, he does have another move, I believe, which is this one right here off of his teleport, but I don't really use it because it looks... I don't know, the frame data is good on it. Well, actually, this one is the one that I use, my bad. I do use his standing 3. This one right here, it looks fucking weird, but as you see, there is pushback on it, so that's good. It is plush, it has pushback, and as you see there, you can see how plus it is. I can follow up with that move real quick. It looks weird and kind of silly, but you can also use that move if you want to get in. And this one's a little harder to punish or an anti-air as well, so yeah, why might as well use it, you know? Boom, go in. So yeah, there's another move you can use. You can use that one, that one, that one, and then there's... which one is it? Hold on. Where is it? Okay, it's that one. It says forward 3. This move... it is very, very awkward, and the hitbox is not very good, as you see right there. You have to time it really good for it to hit your opponent on block, but I don't really use that one. It's wonky looking. I'm pretty sure you can't link anything, even if it goes through, so yeah, don't really use that one. And as well for his, I think it just says standing 4. That one you can't link anything as well, but it will knock them down, so that's good to know. You can go for a meaty. Yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about his teleport. I'm finally done with it. There's just a lot to know off of his teleport. So next, let's talk about maybe some of his combos and some of his punishes and anti-airs. So let's talk about his anti-airs real quick. Usually what I use for his anti-airs is his standing 1. As you can see right there, it's a pretty good anti-air. It's quick and you can combo off of it like this. This is pretty much what I use for an anti-air. This is mostly his standing 1. You can also use his down 1. As you can see right there, it has a very big, it looks like it has a way bigger hitbox than it actually, than it should hit, but his down 1's really good too. So that's usually what I do. I'll either do a down 1 or I'll do a standing 1. Something like that. Or if it's down 1, I'll go boom, 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 boom. Do something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Yeah, standing 1, down 1, pretty good. His down 1's, or his down 3 is actually not bad either. It is a little slower, but it has a pretty good hitbox, as you can see. So yeah, those are the main 3 you're gonna want to use: his standing 1, down 1, and his down 3. So yeah, those are his anti-airs. You want to practice those. And let's talk about next his, let's see, off while I stand. Let's talk about his punishes. So usually for his punishes, I will use this string right here. That one is pretty quick punishes. This one. And I don't really think I use that one. Nah, that one's a little slow, so I don't really use that string, but I guess you can if you want. Let me see. Who's back 3? This one's pretty fast. 12 frames, kind of slow actually, so. Okay, his fastest punishes are going to be pretty much his 1-1 string. This one right here, because it has 9 frame startup, so it's a very fast, good punish. And mostly this string right here, because this one has 11 startup. It's a little slower, but mostly I would use this string right here, this string right here. I don't really use this one. You can still get a combo off of it, but I don't know. I don't really. It is a little slower, so yeah, I don't really use that for punishes. You can, depending on the frame data. Since this does have a 11 frame startup, then they need to do something 12 frames or slower. So yeah, don't really use that one. These are pretty much my go-to right here. Is 1-1, this right here, and his spinning sin. So like I said, it depends on the frame data. It depends on what your opponent's doing. That's why frame data is important, because you need to know your startup of your moves in order to dictate what you're going to use to punish other person's negative frames. So if you really just want to play it safe for just his fastest punishes, you're going to go with his 1-1 and his 4-2-1 here. Now you may be thinking you could try this one, but you cannot link anything with this string. I had to learn that the hard way because I kept trying to do it, and I realized that you cannot. It may look like right here that it's linking, but this does not link with his launcher. If you look up where it says the hits that I'm doing, notice how it restarts after I start a combo. It says 3, then it goes back to 2. So that's one way you can also test if something is gonna link with a string or a launcher. That's one way you can test it out. So this does not work as a punish. Only his 1-1 will work. So just keep note of that. So yeah, this one will punish. You can see because of the second hit, your opponent kind of falls back a little bit, and that gives you enough time to link his special moves in. So that's pretty much what a punish looks like. Let's see it in action if you want to actually see. If you want to see it, let's see. Let's try his takeout. Here's what it kind of looks like. So yeah, that's kind of a simple punish. His fastest punish is definitely his 1-1, or if you don't have any bar to launch your opponent, what you can use is his 1-1-4. So this string right here, this is a meterless launcher. If you don't have any bar, here's what you can do. Only thing is you can use it from mid-screen and pretty much end it with that, or you can't even end it with that, so oh yeah, you can. You just have to be really quick about it. But if you are in the corner over here, you can get a full combo off of it. So say like something like that, then yeah, 29 damage with no bars is pretty dang good. So if you have no bar and you're trying to get kind of a combo from here, that's pretty much all you can do. 16% isn't bad, but yeah, or you can just do that, or you know. So yeah, that's a meterless launcher that you can use. It's good, better in the corner, definitely better in the corner. And let's see, so yeah, fastest punish there. Let's see, what else was I gonna say? That one's pretty good, but it is a little slower, so just make sure. I mean, technically you can use any of these strings as long as you can link an ender, and as long as it is fast enough to punish your opponent. So you can do your experimentation, you can go to the lab and find out what you want to use, but I'm just showing you the ones that I use. And one more thing I do want to mention, I forgot to mention it earlier, but as far as his enders go, there is something else you can use as an ender. Instead of doing his low or his overhead, or even his teleport. So let me show you an ender you can do that if you're really trying to maximize your pressure and keep on your opponent. Here's something you can do as well. My bad. I'm rusty, forgive me. So you can do something like that. So as you see, I use this string as an ender for my combo, and then I linked it with his teleport. Now this is something that I use quite often as well. If you really just want to pressure your opponent, this is what you want to ender with. That right there into his teleport, because it sets you up. With this string, your opponent cannot, like I said earlier, they can't roll out of it or they can't get up quickly. So you're pretty much guaranteed a teleport into pressure afterwards. And then you want to follow through with his forward one after that. So do that, the teleport, and then go to his forward one, because if your opponent gets up and blocks, then he has to hold that and you get more damage, or you get more, you can continue your sequence with pressure like this. So yeah, that is something else that I do. If you really just want to get really, if you're just really hungry to pressure your opponent, just use that ender right there. Just do his 3-2-2 and a teleport, because as soon as they get up, you're on top of them. Hit him with a forward one into pressure, into a low, or to an overhead. And yeah, that's kind of something else you can use if you really want to pressure them really hard. That is something you can definitely use. So I'm trying to think what else I want to say. I think maybe I'll just show y'all some basic combos. I can't think. I don't think there's anything else. I guess we can talk about his X-ray. It is -12, so I don't really use his X-ray much. If I'm just trying to swag on my opponent, then sometimes I will do this. Excuse me. Sometimes I'll do this in the corner. Let's see. Say I'm trying to swag here. My bad. Hold on. Or say I teleport and get in kind of like this. Sometimes I'll just do like this. My bad. Hold on. I'm rusty. I do something like that just to be swaggy. You want to fucking be swaggy, go ahead. But it doesn't do much damage, and I don't think it's worth it, because you can get more damage than that in the corner with 3 bars. But you can use it if you want. It's up to you. Like I said, he builds bar, so if you think he can build bar fast enough, then go ahead. And actually, since I'm here, I will show you I think it's his highest damaging combo in the corner. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure. So if you have 3 bars here and your opponent does something that is really, really negative, and you can use this string right here, the one that's a little slower, is 4-3-2, then here's kind of, if you want to do a really high damage combo, here's what that looks like. So say Scorpion did something, well actually, you know what, I can probably just show you. Let's try this again. Let's try this. My bad, I'm rusty. Fuck. Hold on, here's what you can do. Oh no, my bad, I messed up. Sorry. Hold on. There you go. 55%. So that is something you can do in the corner if you really just want to maximize your damage. And yeah, another thing to note about the corner too is this is really good for the... Sorry, this is really good too. You want to use your teleport in the corner a lot as well, because it gives you really good positioning to do things like that. Do his plus move, his forward 4. So say you're ending something, you want to do like this. Boom, it's plus, go for a grab. Or you can do his standing 4 one. So say you do your string and you go like this. Boom, push back. Kind of pushed him out of the corner, but you kind of get what I mean. My bad, what am I doing here? You can do something like, or you can just do plus, throw him back into the corner, or you really want to use his teleport in the corner as well, because it really just maximizes your, you know, it really maximizes your pressure. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show y'all maybe a couple combos if y'all are kind of lost. You saw some earlier, but I'll show you a couple just to be nice, you know, be really nice. Be nice. So let me show you a couple combos. You already saw my bread and butter combo. Let's get out of the corner, because I don't want to be here. Let's go back to middle. So, God, let me take off this thing, it's bothering me. Okay, so here's kind of a basic bread and butter combo. So I can do this string into this, boom. And that's another thing as well, you're mainly going to be using this string before the ender, so always use his 4, 3, which is that string, because it gives you the most damage, and it's very easy to use enders with, you know. So that's usually what your enders are going to look like if you're doing a combo. You don't have to do the swaggy version I do. If you want to just do a combo that's really easy to do and you most likely won't drop, then you can just do something like this. Because look, you still get 37%. I just added the standing 1 neutral jump punch just to be swaggy. It does give me an extra, a little bit more damage, not a lot, but that's just what I like to do. Or, yeah, so that's basically what his combos will look like. You can do this string into a combo, you can do this string into the same thing. See, same thing there, almost same amount of damage. Like I said, for punishing, you can use 1-1 into a combo. And you can use this string into a combo if you really want to. I don't really use it because you see right there I kind of dropped it because the timing on it is really weird, so I don't really use that string very much for combos. But yeah, there's one of his basic bread and butters. That's mostly what you're going to be using. That's the thing about Kenshi, is he doesn't have a ton of combos you can experiment with, but you can experiment as much as you want. But those are the ones that I use. Here's one that I use. Let's say you're in the corner, you can do something like this. My bad, I'm terrible. Let me see, go to the right here, and then you can do something like this. There we go. So 40% in the corner, pretty dang good. Or you can do something where if you want to continue pressure, just do this. Teleport, keep the pressure going, boom. Like I said, if you're over here and you want to get them in the corner, do something like, you can do something like this. Boom, boom. Aw, oh, shit, I suck. Alright, hold on. Yeah, do something like this. Boom, side switch into this ender, then they're in the corner now, so you can do something like that. And yeah, I believe this is usually the ender you want to use with that string as well. You can, like I said, enhance it to get more damage, so if you want to do something like this, maybe you go boom, boom, boom. Do something like that, you can do that as well. And also, let me show you. So the really high damage combo you saw in the corner, you can do that in the center. You don't have to just do that in the middle. You won't get as much damage, but hey, you still get a lot of damage. So say they do the same thing, goes for a takedown, you can do something like this. There you go. 54%, it's 1% less, but still 54% for mid-screen is very, very good. I think this might do it. I don't think there's anything else that I want to talk about. This video is an hour long, so I think this is pretty much it. Let me try and think. We did anti-airs. We did punishes, or at least his fastest punish that I like to use, or what you can use. So we did a couple combos, we did his basic moves, special moves, his enders. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about, other than just making sure You know, one of the good things too is just mixing up. He's very mix heavy. Like I said, you can go low to low, low to overhead. You can do just low after this string, or you can do low in the middle of the string. Just do his 4-1 into that, or 4-1 into overhead. That's one of the things about Kenshi is that you can really just link these moves, you know, however you kind of want to, however it works for you. If you want to stop a string early and then just link it low or the overhead with it, or if you want to change it up and just link it with the teleport, then go for the overhead. He just has so much mixed potential. Just so much mixed potential. So just make sure you take advantage of that too. You want to get in, do something plus, go for mixing. I mean, it's just, he has so many options, so it's kind of up to you. It's up to you how you want to play this character, but this is basically all my knowledge on him. This is how I play him. And yeah, I think this is it. If I forget anything, I will make sure to put it in the description, but yeah guys, I think this is it. So hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. It's probably very long, but I hope you all learned something. I probably rambled about plus frames and frames a lot, but y'all need to know that if you really want to understand this character or understand the game in and of itself, you really need to know frame data. And if you're a little lost on frame data, I suggest you go research it. I have thought about making some tutorials on it, but since the new, you know, Mortal Kombat 11 game, they do give you a lot of tutorials on frames. So if y'all know all that, then you should be good to go. Or if you want to just go play that game and, you know, do the tutorials, they teach you a lot there. But I have thought about doing it myself, just to add a personal touch. But I don't know, if y'all ever want to see that, I guess let me know. I'm down to like do tutorials on frame data and all that. But if y'all have any questions, let me know. I think I am done here. Like, comment, subscribe to see more, guys. And let me know if you want to see other videos, any other characters. I am thinking of doing a tutorial on Johnny Cage's run cancel. But yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe to see more. Hope you all enjoyed it. Ask questions if you need to in the comment section, and I will see you all later. Thanks for watching.